Hello, welcome back to Beauty Bee and to my beauty budget update for the month of June 2021. This was a big month for purchasing and a really small month for empties. So, we'll talk about the purchases in the second, 3/4 of the video. So let's just go through the empties first. I have a hair mask. This is from Pantene. It's their 3-Minute Miracle Repair and Protect. I liked this. I thought it was nice. I used this mostly as conditioner, and then once a week or so I would use a more heavy-duty hair mask. And I think that this did its job. I wouldn't want to use this as my only hair mask though. I don't think that I would purchase this one again. This one and the Aussie one I find pretty interchangeable, and that one's just a little bit cheaper, so I'll probably stick with that going forward. This next one's not really an empty because I have like 2/3 of the soap bar left, but I just didn't want to keep the trash around in my bathroom anymore. This is from the Sephora brand, and it's their all over solid cleanser. This is the watermelon one. I don't remember if there are supposed to be different properties to the different scents that they have, but this is a pink bar of soap. I use it to clean my brushes, and I think it does a really good job. I have not used it on my hands, face, or body, so I can't really speak to that. Also from the Sephora brand, I have this little sample of the Ultra Glow Serum. It's their vitamin C and E serum. I thought that this was nice. It did last me actually a lot longer than I thought it would. This is about 1/4 of a fluid ounce, so it was a pretty small sample, but I think this lasted me probably about 2.5 months equivalent of everyday use. It took me 5 months to get through it, but there was probably only really 2 or 3 months of usage in here. And I don't think that this did anything exceptional for my skin. I do like vitamin C. I do tend to see some benefit from it. I do think that it brightens my skin up a little bit. I don't think that this did any better or worse job than other vitamin C serums have, and I currently have, one in the works and then one that you'll see in a minute. The delivery method on this was nice. It was very thin, it was very serum-y, but I'm not in any hurry to go out and buy this. This one's kind of sad. This is my little sample of the Benefit Professional Hydrate Primer. I bought this as an add-on through Ipsy. This is 1/10 of an ounce, or 3 milliliters. This did actually last me a long time, probably mostly because I just used it on my nose and then right around this area. That's where I tend to have the most texture to my skin. It's the area that definitely benefits the most from a pore filling primer, and I really like this. I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going to buy the full size, but I think there's a very good chance of it at some point, maybe this winter. I didn't pan a mascara, but I decided it was time to switch out my mascara. This is the CoverGirl Professional 3-in-1. I thought this was fine. I've not been as impressed with this the last couple times I've purchased it, and I don't know if I'm getting slightly older ones just in the store. It doesn't seem to be a product that they're pushing, and I wonder if they're sitting on the shelves for longer, or if I've just gotten spoiled by my little high-end gift with purchase mascaras that I've been using sometimes, or what, but I just haven't loved this quite as much recently, so it might be time to try something new. Currently I'm working on a Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mini, and after I'm done with that, I will need to evaluate if I think that it's worthwhile to continue purchasing this CoverGirl one. Now for some Project Pan spoilers. I actually don't know if that video is going up first or this one is, so maybe this is old news or maybe this is a spoiler. It could really go either way. This one is empty. This is the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry in Show Stealer. all the way to the bottom. I think you can see, well, you can't really see. I can see that there's sort of a line of separation right there. Yes. That little bit of red is the line where the product ends, and I used it up. I liked this a lot. It was just old and needed to get finished up, and I'm glad that I did finish this up this year. I'm also calling this one finished. This is again from Sally Hansen, same line and everything. This is just the shade Grease Lightning. It is significantly darker of a gray, but it also is more or less done. I'm actually quite far along in this. I'm all the way down to here, but it's just so thick now. I was not able to get a pretty manicure the last time I used it, and I'm not going to fight this nail polish to panic completely. I have no interest in painting my nails if they're not gonna look good at the end, she says, while having really chipped, terrible looking nails. Oh well. So there are my empties. I guess now is as good a time as any to acknowledge that my makeup looks really pretty good, I think, when I keep my eyes open and my head straight, but as soon as I close them, it's a total mess. I tried something new. Either I will try it again and hopefully get better, or we'll just forget this ever happened. And I'm actually not sure which one that's going to be right now. All right, I have put it off for long enough. I have a lot of stuff that came in this month. A lot. That's actually not all of it. I have a couple things sitting to the side that didn't fit in my little box. But there are a couple different sources of where these things came from. First, I did get an Ipsy bag this month. I'm not planning to get another one until at least August and maybe October. I've switched from the one every month to the every other month. And I think if you guys have been around for a couple of months, you know, I tend to skip months anyway. So I think there's a good chance I'll end up skipping August too. So that was a good chunk of what I purchased. I also got tempted by a couple of Ipsy add-ons, which were also part of the Ipsy bag. I also decided to give FabFitFun a go, and I'm done with that. I did one season. I'm not renewing. I ended up only spending $35, which I think is good because I would not have been very happy at all if I'd paid $50 for the box, even if the monetary value is technically there, the personal value just wasn't. The third source was a Kiko order that I placed at the end of May, and I really focused on their sale clearance section, which is pretty similarly priced to like a Wet n Wild or an Elf site. So I have quite a few things from Kiko, but the actual amount that I spent was pretty low. I totaled it up, and with taxes and shipping was included, I ended up spending about $26, which I think was great. And I also made an Etsy order where I got some perfume and a candle, which we're going to talk about in this video because why not at this point? I have an Ipsy video, so I'm going to go through the things that I got in my Ipsy bag really quickly. I got 5 items in my Ipsy bag, of course. I got a nail polish from Color Club. This color is actually working out better for me than I thought it would. It's a really fun, super vibrant pink. I think that I'm going to end up wearing this on my toes more than on my fingers, but I did enjoy it when I wore it on my fingers as well. I have a liquid blush from YC Collection, a little lip oil that I've actually made really good progress on. I think that I am a good third of the way through this probably, which I think is fine. I wouldn't be thrilled if I'd actually purchased this outright in a full size to be a third of the way through it already, but for a little sample that I got through Ipsy and didn't pick out myself, I'm pretty happy with that. I like the idea of having something for 3 or 4 months and then being done with it. I got this little watermelon serum. This is from Tony Moly, and I'm also quite a ways through this. I have right about this much left. This was not anywhere close to all the way full. I think it was probably only up here when I purchased it, or at least when I received it, so that wasn't really that impressive. And then I got a dual-ended brush, which I've been really enjoying. I think this was the standout hit of the box for sure. Then as add-ons, I purchased this mini ABH lipstick. This is in the shade Dead Roses. It's very matte, but the color is very pretty. I got this cleanser from Purlisse. This is their Pineapple Bright Cleansing Gel. This one's just going into my travel bag for when I finally get to go somewhere again, but I was glad to be able to get a really decent sized cleanser for $3 because that is one of the few things that I actually do buy minis of to travel with, so I thought that was a decent deal. And then I got this little Viseart palette. This is the Petite Pro 2. Here is what it looks like, and I have a 2 looks 1 palette video on this if you are interested in hearing more, which I will of course link. That's it for Ipsy. Now let's move to the FabFitFun stuff. I was so stupid in the way that I approached this box. I filled it out really honestly, the survey that they gave me, with my real interests, which you can probably guess tend to skew towards beauty stuff. But I wanted this box because this is my first sort of grown-up apartment. This is the first one where I'm trying to actually replace a lot of the stuff that I've had in my dorm room when I was 18, and I ended up getting very little home because I was a little too upfront about my real interests in the survey they gave me. So I ended up getting beauty stuff, which I'm not super happy with, even if the monetary value, supposedly, of the box was really good. So let's just talk through that, starting with this vitamin C serum. This is from Summer Fridays. This is a really pricey brand. I want to say that this is like a $50 or $60 serum. I have not used it yet. That's all I've got to say. I'm trying to get through my The Ordinary serum before I use this, and I think that I should be able to use that up before this would go bad. Another beauty item, I got this Seraphine Fruit Butter Lip Mask. I also haven't opened this because I have more lip balms than I know what to do with. So that was kind of a fail. And then I have this Ciate London Watermelon Burst Setting Spray. This bottle is so cute, but it's so bad. This thing is just hard to depress. Let me see if I can't. I mean, it's just, there we are. It does smell really nice though. I like the actual spray, but I feel like so much of the price of setting sprays is just the bottle, and this one's cheap. It looks so cute, but it performs so badly. I will say that is the strictly beauty stuff that I got through FabFitFun. I also ended up getting some lower value items that honestly were probably the things I was most excited about. I got a foot pedicure tool, like a file, which is something that I feel like you could probably buy in the Target dollar section, but I really do enjoy that. I got an ice cube tray that has little pineapples on it. Again, a cheapo little item, but something I've really been liking. An After Sun aloe cream, which thankfully I have not needed to use yet, but I'm sure the moment that I do need to use it will feel like it was worth the entire price of the box. And what else did I get? Oh, I got some Rae Dunn bowls, which I am not into Rae Dunn at all. There's like a guacamole labeled bowl and a salsa labeled bowl, and they are cute. I will give them that, but I refuse to use them for guacamole and salsa. I refuse. I hate that so much, but you know, I know that I am somewhat in the minority in not really liking Ray Dunn at all. I can see why for a lot of people this box would have been a huge hit. For me, it just wasn't, and I'm fine leaving FabFitFun in the past. I tried to film a review video on all of this Kiko stuff that I purchased, but it was an absolute train wreck, so it didn't end up getting posted. If you are really interested in anything or you want to see that whole review, I am happy to refilm it. I just don't want to do it if no one's interested. So let me know either way. I really have no strong preference, but I ended up purchasing 2 nail polishes. I got this green and this purple, a dual-ended brush that I'm significantly less happy with than the one I got from Ipsy. I purchased 2 eyeshadow duos, a white and yellow one that I have been using a ton, and then a more taupey duo that is in my Shop My Stash because I haven't been using it a ton. I bought 2 lip liners, a more orangey one and a more red one, a sort of golden olive eyeliner, which is beautiful, and probably, I think this and the highlighter duo are sort of in competition to be the biggest hit of this Kiko haul. I got an orange lip gloss with quite a bit of glitter in it, and then 2 tiny little mini lipsticks. One is a very pinky purple shade, and the other one is a really deep blackened purple. And I've just been loving having these tiny little lipsticks. I think that this is such a fun way to try really different colors. And I also purchased a reusable makeup wipe from Kiko, but it is dirty and I actually don't know where that is right now, so it is not featuring in this video. Finally, as far as actual makeup goes, I bought this from Walmart. I just had a pickup order or something that I needed to get to $35 or $30, and I was, I think, $4 off, so I ended up getting this e.l.f. HD powder. I've not used this yet. My plan is to stick this in my purse when I eventually, hopefully, finally end up getting to go back into the office, because I just like having a pressed powder with me. It's not been as big of a deal the last few months because I've been home all the time, but eventually I'm going to get to re-emerge into the world, and having a pressed powder will be good. Let's talk my little Etsy order first. I ordered from a shop called Aromagees Botanica. This is an Etsy shop. They're based out of Nashville, and they have a very definite sort of voodoo and spiritualism and pagan tilt to their store. They have a chapel inside their store that they bless certain items in. I could see that being a really big positive for some people, and I could see that being a very big negative for others. For me, I don't really care one way or the other, but I have really liked what I've purchased. I purchased this hummingbird candle. I've only burned this for maybe an hour or 2. It is a lot when you smell it straight from the jar, but diffused through a room, I think it's really rather nice. This is cornflower, rose, vanilla, and jasmine, and I think it smells really good. Everything I got from the shop, though, does smell like it came from a voodoo, spiritual, pagan shop. It all has that sort of earthen, herbal vibe to it, which I can be into. It's not always my favorite, but I like it in all of the products I purchased. Probably my least favorite thing that I bought from the shop is this Moon Goddess perfume. I feel like this is a little bit heavy for me right now in summer. I feel like this might be more appealing in the winter time. There's something almost a little bit sour to it, which I don't know. I haven't let it really sit on my body and wear throughout the day yet, so I haven't fully experienced the range of scents that it might be able to give me, but so far I'm not super happy with it. I'll revisit this sometime in October, November, and I think I'll like it more then. This I've really been loving. This is the Laveau perfume. It is a little roller ball. Both of them are. These are 5 milliliters, I believe. To me, this smells like an equal mixture of floral and musky, and there's just a little hint of spice in there, like a little bit of an aftertaste of cayenne or something. And it's really sophisticated and grown up in a way that I'm not sure I am, but I'm gonna wear it anyway. Maybe I'll become all sophisticated, and that would be fantastic. By the way, I will leave a link to the shop in the description box so you can check it out if you're interested or want to read actual descriptions of these different scents, because I know that my description was probably not all that helpful. I'm really wild about the idea of spending my time searching for links so that Estee Lauder can make a little bit more money, but a small business that I received really good service from, I found that the items arrived pretty quickly. I think they shipped out within 2 days, and I received them within 5 or 6, and had nice products. Sure, I'll like that. And now that we've finally gotten through all the items that brought in, let's talk a little bit about the beauty budget. Now, I think you can tell I spent more than $30 this month. Clearly, I ended up spending almost exactly $30 at Ipsy, 26 at Kiko, so that's 56. I spent 35 on my FabFitFun. So let's just say that the whole thing of that was the beauty stuff, because really the value, the monetary value of the box was pretty much all in the beauty stuff. So that would bring us up to 91, and the powder, that would bring us up to like 97. So that's clearly more than 30. Now, my financial situation has changed quite a bit over the last month. I started a new job at the very beginning of June, and I went from being a grad student living on a research stipend to being still a grad student, but I have a professional job now. I make over the next few months, how much I'm bringing in will probably be pretty variable, because I'm just trying to figure out what makes sense for me now. And I can say that this amount of stuff is not what I want to be bringing in every month. This is not an amount that I'm comfortable with. I definitely don't want my collection to be constantly growing, and if I'm bringing in, I don't even want to know how many items every month. That is absolutely what's going to happen unless I start decluttering for the sake of decluttering, which I also don't want to do. I think that July is going to be a really good month for me as far as bringing things in. I've kind of already picked out what I'm going to purchase, and it is far less than what I have in front of me right now. And I also think that I'm going to have quite a few empties in July. There are several things that I'm actually pretty close to finishing and thought might be in this video, so July should be a really good empties month, and I think that'll be good, because this wasn't a good month. This was a decidedly bad month. Another really positive change that's going to happen is that I won't be getting FabFitFun, so that would knock out 3 items from this video right there, and I won't be getting Ipsy next month. So I'm looking forward to July. I think it will be a good month in a lot of different ways, but definitely as far as beauty goes, and I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you thought this was interesting, and I really hope that I will see you in the next one. Bye!